Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into something really powerful: how to manage all that stress and, reset your nervous system. But we're not talking about some massive life altering overhaul. Nope, we're talking about tiny 1% improvements.
Have you ever felt that immense pressure to just change everything about your life, like right now? It's that classic New Year's resolution feeling, where the goals are so huge, it's honestly just exhausting to even think about them. And this really breaks it down perfectly. On one side, you've got what I call the big goal trap. It's this all or nothing mindset that's loaded with pressure, and let's be real, it almost always leads straight to burnout. But on the other side, there's the 1% improvement. This is a totally different path, one that's all about small, gentle, and actually sustainable steps that build up to create real, lasting change. This quote. This is that voice in our head, right? The one that screams at us that anything less than a complete, instantaneous transformation is a total failure. But what if that voice is wrong? What if there's a much smarter, kinder way to do things? So let's do it. Let's make that powerful shift in perspective together. We're going to stop staring at the entire mountain we think we have to climb. Instead, we're just going to focus on taking that very first tiny step. And that right there, that's the whole 1% improvement mindset. Now, this idea isn't new. It's rooted in a Japanese practice called Kaizen, and the core idea is beautiful in its simplicity. It's all about continuous, tiny improvements. It's not about getting it perfect on day one. It's about making one small, positive change, and then another, and another. And this is the magic number. Just 1%. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, right? But when you compound that little 1% day after day, it becomes this incredible force for change. It's a total game changer for your well-being. So what's actually going on inside our heads when we do this? Well, it's pretty simple. Our brains are just wired to respond way better to small, achievable goals. When we set these massive, unrealistic goals, it can actually trigger our stress response, that fight or flight alarm system. But small wins? They feel good. They give our brain a little reward and encourage us to keep going. Okay, theory is great, but let's get really practical. How do we actually apply this? Well, I'm going to give you a couple of incredibly simple micro-habits you can use to start resetting your nervous system, like today. Okay, first up is something called interoceptive awareness. I know it sounds super fancy and complicated, but trust me, it's maybe the easiest thing you'll do all day. All you do is pause, just for a moment. You listen inward, and you just notice. Notice what you're feeling physically. Maybe it's a tight shoulder, or the rhythm of your breath, or just the feeling of your feet on the floor. No judgment. Just noticing. That's it. That is your 1%. All right, habit number 2, forest bathing. And no, you do not need a whole forest for this. It can be as simple as stepping outside for 2 minutes and mindfully noticing just one thing. The feeling of a breeze on your skin, the sound of a bird, the way the leaves look on a tree. That little moment of conscious connection with nature, that's another 1% improvement you can make to invite calm into your day. So you might be wondering, okay, but how can these teeny tiny little actions actually have a big impact? Well, let's get into the science of it, because this is where it gets really, really cool. Here's the secret sauce. Every single time you complete one of these micro habits, every time, your brain gets a little hit of dopamine. That's that feel-good chemical. This creates a positive feedback loop, and it starts to strengthen the new habit. You're literally, and I mean literally, rewiring your brain for calm, one tiny win at a time. And what's the ultimate goal here? We're essentially trying to hit our body's reset button. We want to move ourselves from that high-stress, frantic, fight-or-flight mode over to this calm, rest and digest state. This is where our parasympathetic nervous system takes over. And these little micro-habits, they're the switch that helps us make that jump. And let me tell you, the benefits of getting into that calm state are absolutely incredible. We're talking about real physical changes, a slower heart rate, lower blood pressure. Your digestion actually improves, stress hormones go down, and you just get this amazing overall feeling of well-being. This stuff is powerful. So let's bring this all home. How do you take all this information and actually make it your own? Let's figure out what your very first micro-habit is going to be. You've probably heard this quote a million times, but man, it so perfectly captures the whole spirit of Kaizen and this 1% mindset. You don't have to have the entire journey mapped out. You just have to be willing to take that one single manageable step.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. Just for a moment, forget about overhauling your entire life. What is one tiny, 1% shift you can make right now, today? Maybe it's just taking 3 deep, conscious breaths. Maybe it's looking out the window for 30 seconds without your phone. Whatever it is, that single step is more than enough to begin.